There's really no deal that the U.S. Attorney's Office can offer, and it's certainly not one that Diddy will accept. It would involve decades in federal prison. We're talking.
Music mogul Sean Diddy Combs back behind bars, a magistrate judge denying him bail, saying that there were no conditions that she could conceive of that would make her confident that he would appear again for other court appearances. The judge saying, "My concern is this is a crime that happens behind closed doors."
The day will come when we will name names other than Sean Combs, and there's a lot of names. It's a long list already. And of course, I already know who some of these individuals are, but because of the nature of this case, we're going to make damn sure that we're right before we do that.
It's chaos in Diddy's corner right now, with a high-profile case that has everyone talking. It's no surprise that the authorities are keeping a close eye on his every move. And let's just say their suspicions weren't misplaced from allegedly contacting victims at the start of the case to now being caught red-handed trying to reach out to witnesses. Diddy's actions are raising eyebrows and alarms. But wait, it gets even messier. Reports suggest that Diddy has been dragging his own kids into the drama, allegedly pressuring them to help clean up the mess he's made. And if that wasn't bad enough, new leaked audio of Diddy admitting to his wrongdoings has now surfaced, leaving even his own legal team in shambles. Yep, his lawyer just walked out on the case with the walls closing in. It seems like Diddy's empire is crumbling faster than anyone expected. Sean Combs' his legal troubles just hit a new low, and the allegations against him are dropping. Prosecutors are accusing the music mogul of bending every rule in the book to tilt his upcoming ST trial in his favor, from sneaky phone calls using other inmates' accounts to allegedly coaching witnesses from behind bars. Diddy's reported tactics are raising serious red flags, and it doesn't stop there. A notebook seized from his jail cell allegedly contains information that prosecutors say points to obstruction of justice. While his defense team argues the notes are protected by attorney-client privilege, the court isn't buying it just.
If you're in custody, your phone calls can and will be recorded. Obviously, you and I, out as free people, we have rights that prevent that from happening. You need a warrant, you need a wiretap or something like that. You don't need that when you're in prison.
In fact, judges have repeatedly denied his bail requests, citing his alleged attempts to tamper with witnesses. In a motion filed, federal prosecutors say Combs was using secretive methods to contact outsiders from jail. And evidence gathered shows the clear inference that the defendant's goal is to blackmail victims and witnesses into either silence or to provide testimony helpful to his defense. An allegation that is more often seen in mob trials or Mexican mafia-style cases comes as legal battle is turning into a high-stakes drama, with prosecutors leveling explosive new claims against the embattled music mogul. Court filings reveal that Diddy has allegedly been using other inmates' pack to make unauthorized calls, a move prosecutors say is part of a deliberate attempt to evade law enforcement monitoring. The allegations don't stop there. According to the filing, Diddy has reportedly instructed associates to pay inmates for access to their PAC numbers using payment apps and deposits to commissary accounts as part of the scheme. These calls, prosecutors allege, were made to both individuals on Diddy's approved contact list and those who are not, further raising concerns about his attempts to obstruct justice. But Diddy's legal team isn't going down without a fight. They're pushing for a $50 million bail package with $247 monitoring, claiming his jail conditions are making it impossible to prepare for trial. Meanwhile, prosecutors allege Diddy has even been orchestrating social media campaigns from behind bars, including one involving a witness who they say was paid to counter damaging allegations. In a new 30-page document, the prosecution has asked the judge presiding over the case to deny Combs' most recent request to be released on bond until his trial on May 5th. But seriously, the prosecutors have the receipts, literally. The U.S. Attorney's Office, led by Damon Williams, has revealed damning evidence that could shatter Diddy's defense and leave no room for denials. During a national sweep of Bureau of Prisons facilities, investigators uncovered handwritten notes in Diddy's cell that allegedly lay bare his calculated attempts to obstruct justice. These notes, paired with recorded prison phone calls, paint a chilling picture of relentless efforts to manipulate witness testimony. Prosecutors aren't dealing with hearsay, they've got hard proof, according to the filings. The confiscated materials directly link Diddy's efforts to blackmail victims and witnesses into either silence or compliance with a defense narrative beneficial to him. Prosecutors have also highlighted the music mogul's actions outside the cell, including orchestrating social media campaigns and leaking materials to stew public perception and worse, taint the jury pool. They alleged. Did he even use third parties to contact witnesses? Combs' legal team has come clean, admitting that the music mogul broke jail phone rules at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn. This confession comes after prosecutors presented hard proof of Diddy's actions, making it nearly impossible to deny the allegations. In a November 21st filing obtained by All Hip Hop, Diddy's attorney Alexandra Schaap acknowledged that the rapper used other inmates' phone access cards to make unauthorized calls, a clear violation of federal prison policies. The policy states, an inmate may not possess another inmate's telephone access code number. An inmate may not give his or her telephone access code number to another inmate, and is to report a compromised telephone access code number immediately to unit staff. While Shapiro claims this practice is common at MDC, it doesn't change the fact that prosecutors have solid evidence linking Diddy's phone misuse to attempts at influencing witnesses and manipulating public opinion. This is what Shapiro said in his client's defense. The use of other inmates' PAC numbers is also a widespread practice at the MDC and not obstruction, Shapiro wrote in the filing to Judge Arun. Submarinian inmates routinely share their calling minutes with other inmates, and they are limited to 15 minutes per call and 1 call per hour. The government has presented no evidence suggesting anything Mr. Combs says using other numbers is any different from what he says while using his individual PAC number. If anything, that Mr. Combs needs to resort to sharing minutes demonstrates that the conditions at MDC do not permit an adequate defense preparation, although this is technically not permitted by BOP policy. The BOP effectively sanctions the practice, and all calls are monitored with the prosecution armed with such undeniable proof. It's no surprise Diddy's legal team chose to concede to this particular violation rather than risk further damage to his crumbling defense.
As Diddy's lawyers say, the feds raided his jail cell and seized a bunch of privileged material. So an interesting one, to say the least, about this.
Despite the overwhelming evidence piling up against him, Coles' legal team remains optimistic, holding out hope that he might finally be granted bail. Whether this is genuine confidence or pure wishful thinking is anyone's guess. Nevertheless, Diddy's lawyers are pulling out all the stops, going so far as has to prepare a swanky 3-bedroom apartment in New York City's Upper East Side as his potential home under house arrest. In a recent heavily redacted court filing, the defense revealed they've hired a security professional to inspect the apartment. The assessment includes planning for cameras and other security measures to ensure strict monitoring. While the exact address remains undisclosed, attorney Mark Agnifilo claims the location is more than suitable for the disgraced mogul stay. If the court decides to release him, whether the judge will see this as a genuine step toward compliance or just another flashy move from Diddy's camp to skirt the law remains to be seen. But given the severity of the allegations and the solid proof of his misconduct, granting bail might still be a stretch anyway. Those phone calls everyone is raving about, turns out one of his recorded calls, a call that is now making rounds on the internet, has landed him in even hotter water. And let me tell you, the fallout isn't looking good.
Do not entertain none of this nonsense and nothing over the phone. I'm gonna need you to get rid of all the leftover pizza boxes.
This leaked audio doesn't just hint at Diddy trying to coordinate moves from
behind bars. It outright exposes him in the call. Diddy can allegedly be heard instructing his sons to handle some business on his behalf. Innocent fatherly advice, not quite word on the street, is he's been pushing them to clean up evidence tied to his case. And if his kids even think about playing along, they could be looking at obstruction charges themselves, dragging his own children into this mess. That's a risky and desperate move. Meanwhile, Diddy's camp is scrambling to spin the narrative. Insiders are hitting the mainstream media with SOB stories about how much Diddy misses his kids, claiming he's on the verge of a mental breakdown. They're painting a picture of a loving father, just trying to connect with his family, saying it's heartbreaking to see the children in the state. Therein, this is their father. But to them, he's not Diddy, he's Dad. He's always been a loving, devoted father. But here's the twist. This supposed devotion doesn't quite line up with that leaked phone call, and if that wasn't enough, another insider spilled the tea, claiming Diddy's real concern isn't about his kids at all. Instead, he's allegedly focused on winning the game and having the last laugh. Talk about priorities. The prison, however, isn't giving Diddy any special treatment. No matter how much he pulls strings behind the scenes, according to insiders, he's being treated like any other detainee awaiting trial, like all public figures in his position. He was placed on self-harm watch as a precaution when admitted to the facility. So with evidence piling up from his confiscated notes, his cell sweep, and now a leaked phone call making waves online, things are going from bad to worse for Diddy. And this latest revelation, it just might be the nail in the coffin for his defense. The word has it that Diddy's lawyers, who are trying to save that sinking ship of a career, are jumping off board one after the other, since the case could have catastrophic aftermaths for their careers as well. While Diddy's legal team scrambles to contain the fallout from leaked evidence of his obstruction attempts, it seems the floodgates have opened for people to come forward with receipts about crimes he's long been speculated to be involved in. Case in point, the mysterious death of Kim Porter. For years, whispers about the circumstances surrounding Kim Porter's untimely passing have swirled, with many questioning the official narrative. The courtroom hit a fever pitch when Courtney Burgess, a longtime friend of Diddy's late ex-partner Kim Porter, stepped forward with revelations that could obliterate what's left of the music mogul's crumbling empire. Burgess didn't just speak, he dropped bombshells. According to his testimony, Porter entrusted him with a collection of flash drives before her untimely death, and the contents allegedly explosive enough to drag Diddy and some of Hollywood's biggest names into a scandal no one saw coming. Burgess claims the flash drives contain damning videos, documents, and even a manuscript Porter was working on titled Kim's Lost Words, A Journey for Justice from the Other Side. This wasn't just a memoir. It was her expose, a tell-all aimed at uncovering what she believed to be the darkest corners of Diddy's world. From shocking footage of Diddy's infamous parties to ties with high-profile celebrities and compromising and potentially criminal situations, Burgess says these drives hold enough evidence to send shockwaves across the entertainment industry.
8 celebrities at Diddy Freekoffs parties, and that 6 were males, 2 were females. The drive also included a manuscript of an alleged Kim Porter memoir, a memoir that her 4 kids insist is fake.
But it doesn't stop there, according to Burgess. Some of the footage on these flash drives allegedly features underage individuals at Diddy's parties captured without their knowledge. If true, this would add the stakes to a level of severity that could end not just careers, but entire legacies. These revelations are no longer just rumors whispered in Hollywood, their claims now ringing loud in a courtroom. Why did Kim Porter hand over these flash drives to Burgess? Simple fear. Burgess testified that in the months leading up to her death, Porter believed her life was in serious danger. She allegedly confided in close friends that Diddy's behavior had become increasingly erratic and controlling. According to Burgess, Porter made him promise to ensure the truth would come out if anything suspicious happened to her, a promise he now says he's fulfilling.
I believe that opioids addiction changed his whole life and changed who he was. He's quietly an addict.
But why did Kim Porter give those flash drives to Burgess in the first place? According to his testimony, Porter was genuinely afraid for her life in the months before she passed away. She was convinced that if something happened to her, it wouldn't just be a coincidence. In fact, she apparently shared with a few close friends that Diddy was growing more paranoid and controlling. Burgess testified that Porter made him promise to go public with the recordings and manuscript if anything suspicious happened to her. And now that she's gone, Burgess says he's simply honoring that promise.
Do I think, yeah,
There's no, every man possibly is capable. I think he's very capable of doing it. It's in his character. That's who he is. That's what comes with power. That's what comes with arrogance. That's what comes with, what makes him, power. That's just the selfishness that make you be like that.
Now, with Burgess's testimony and the mysterious flash drive surfacing, there's a real chance that we might finally learn the truth about what really happened to her
that the detectives did not even view the body in the bed where she died at. That the coroner had already removed her, pronounced her dead, and told the detectives that it was no foul play. And if that is true, as I've heard it, and we've read certain things on the internet about it, that case needs to be reopened. We know that Kim, and it's in this is in the documentation, shout out to paperwork.
But what really takes things to another level is the potential fallout from these videos themselves. According to Burgess, there are at least 8 major celebrities caught up in these tapes, and some of them are even bigger names than Diddy. One of the most jaw-dropping parts of Burgess's testimony came when he suggested that at least 2 of the people in these videos were actually minors at the time. Now, just to be clear, no names have been revealed yet. But Burgess's lawyer, Ariel Mitchell, has confirmed that these tapes are real and exposed some of Hollywood's darkest secret.
So just to clarify, you can back that up with actual factual footage.
We have, it's things that we have, but we got to go to the other courthouse. So
it's not just Kim Porter's story that's coming back to haunt Sean Combs. Now Tupac Shakur's family is joining the fray, striving to reopen the decades-old case of the legendary rappers, and all eyes are turning to Diddy. For years, whispers have tied Diddy's name to Tupac's tragic death, but now those whispers are turning into action. In a recent interview, Tupac's stepbrother, NPR Shakur, revealed that the Shakur family is reigniting their pursuit of justice. Speaking on Piers Morgan Uncensored, NPR explained their determination to uncover the truth, saying it's not about Diddy. Specifically, it's about justice for my brother, wherever the investigation leads. That's where it leads. It's been 27 years since Tupac was shot down, and for the Shakur family, the pain of unanswered questions remains fresh. Mapper pointed to the envy and jealousy Tupac faced at the height of his career, hinting that these emotions may have played a role in his untimely death. But with new developments like last year's arrest in Vegas related to Tupac's case, there's hope that the pieces of this long unsolved puzzle might finally come together. He said, "As far as the hip-hop rap world goes, Tupac, my brother, was king of the hill, top dog, king of rap. And with it comes a lot of envy, jealousy, and all types of things. All I can make of it is there were groups of people who were jealous and envious and full of hate. For years, speculation has swirled around Diddy's alleged involvement in Tupac's amam, with some pointing to the East Coast-West Coast feud that dominated the hip-hop scene in the 90s. And while no concrete evidence ever surfaced to directly tie him to the crime, the resurfacing of allegations amid Diddy's current legal woe has reignited these rumors now as more revelations about Diddy's alleged activities come to light, including his supposed links to Kim Porter's mysterious death. Tax family believes the time is right to push for answers. NPR's words are clear: "This is ongoing business for us. My family pursued an investigation early on, but nothing came of it. We've been left with no answers for 27 years. Between Kim Porter's alleged stash of evidence and the Shakur family's renewed push for justice, Diddy might actually be effed, despite Diddy's 2008 statement vehemently denying any involvement in Tupac Shakur's, and the lingering suspicions surrounding his name have only grown stronger over the years. The now disgraced music mogul claimed back then, "This story is beyond ridiculous and completely false. Neither Biggie, the late Notorious B., aka Christopher Wallace, nor I had any knowledge of any attack before, during, or after it happened. It is a complete lie to suggest that there was any involvement by Biggie or myself." Yet Mapper Shakur, speaking candidly on Piers Morgan Uncensored, made it clear that his doubts about Diddy's denial remain. "My family is still suffering. Fallout from the assassination of my brothers and my family still suffers. So the struggle continues on finding out the truth. In a new twist to the ongoing legal battle, federal prosecutors have hit back hard against Combs' legal team, accusing them of attempting to manipulate the criminal case. In their favor, the defense lawyers are pushing for early disclosure of key evidence, including the identities of the accusers, which prosecutors are strongly opposing. According to the government, this request is not just premature, but blatantly improper, and part of a larger strategy to undermine the case against the music mogul. Prosecutors argue that by demanding access to such sensitive information early on, Diddy's defense is attempting to weaken the government's case and prepare responses to potential civil lawsuits. The defense's actions, they claim, are an effort to sidestep the criminal proceedings, which is not only legally unsound, but could jeopardize the safety of the witnesses involved. Prosecutors have also requested a gag order to prevent the accusers' lawyers from speaking to the media, citing ongoing leaks that threaten the integrity of the trial. They called the defense's request a thinly veiled attempt to restrict the government's proof at this early stage. Furthermore, they pointed out that Diddy's strategy to use the criminal case as a shield against civil litigation has no legal merit, urging the judge to reject it outright. With the stakes higher than ever, this legal back and forth underscores the growing intensity of Diddy's battle on multiple fronts, and the potential consequences for his future are looking more uncertain by the day. That's all for today. We hope you liked that video, and if you did, be sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more videos like this.